And that is on
Mm.
top of mind for everyone because of President Donald Trump's action about removing DEI policies. So, in your opinion, are they the same? Are they different? Can companies implement belonging as opposed to DEI if their company decides to get rid of those policies? What are your thoughts there since all of this news came out?
We are, yeah. So, in some ways, is this the worst time to come out with a book or the best time to come out with a book? I mean, the wisdom around this as to, I to this day find myself asking that question. So, in all seriousness, this is the best time to come out with the book. And here's why. Um, I'm not going to let's not get into the conversation around whether did we over rotate on DE&I or not. Um, what is DEI? Let's be very clear as to what that is. Diversity, equity, and inclusion. Programs to improve those three items. They're more than letters, they're very important words. What I would argue, though, is that whether we over rotated or not, diversity does exist, whether it's positive or negative. Whether I mean it exists. Equity is there, whether it's good or bad. You can measure equity. So whether we choose to focus on it or not, it still is there, or it can be measured for the ineffectiveness of it. Belonging, however, is foundational to effective DEI. You cannot have effective DEI without effective belonging. It is a precursor. So, yes, it does share that common letter, I. It does share it. But if you don't have the psychological safety, you aren't going to feel included, right? If you don't have connection, you aren't going to feel part of the fabric of the business, right? If you aren't aligned around purpose and why we're here, you don't feel like you belong. And so, if you seek to have a more diverse employee population, you need to first think about belonging. So, it's table stakes. That comes first. If you want to have equity around compensate, you need to first address the table stakes around belonging.
And you
So,
mentioned
I
in
would,
our book, oops, continue.
well, no, so I would say, I mean, I would argue that as organizations mature and go down the maturity model around belonging and go down and progress down the journey, um, fundamental to that, once you start to get into levels, stages 3, 4, and particularly 4 and 5, you do need to have a dose of diversity of thought to get the most out of it. You do need to have a dose of equity to really be able to enable people to truly belong.
And what I was going to say was, you mentioned your book at the start of this. Is it a good or bad time to come out? I know it is coming out soon. So, is there a little bit of a tease you could tell us about what's in it, what companies or job seekers can learn from it? Because I'm sure there are probably heads of certain departments in these companies that maybe are losing these DEI programs and may feel, what can I do? Maybe they can use this book to help in their own way to help their employees feel included.
So Torrin Ellis is a friend to many of us that watch Purple Acorn and that attend conferences in the space. And as he said, and Heather Bussing as well, this is what is next. So as we all struggle to determine what do we do, where do we go from here? Take a step back. Let's take a step back. We are not going to, there are going to be organizations that are going to continue with their DE&I programs. Awesome. There are going to be some that are going to step back a little bit. That's okay too. But do so in a way to become more mindful of what ultimately we are seeking out of it.